Okay, here we go. Here we go. We coming live tonight. Coming on to do some chatting to see what's going on Facebook. Seeing what is going on. Let's bring up some items here. We're going to just do some chatting tonight. Want some different subject matters. Talk about some things. See who is online. Doing a spontaneous come on. Just to do some chatting, man. What's good, Aaron? Aaron's in the house. Let me go to Classic here. What's good, brother? How the birds? How you doing? Somebody's trying to call me. I'll call them right back. Let me apply this right here. Let me bring your comment up. Aaron saying, what's up to G? What's good, man? What's good? How the birds doing, man? How's it crack-a-lacking out there, man? Figured I'd come on tonight and do some chatting, man. See what's going on. Wayne's in the house. Wayne from Big Blue Wrecking Crew. What's good, Wayne? Salute. Oh, Wayne, come on, guys. Salute. What's good? We had the birds out earlier, man. We did a little couple of hooking. Got them out about half hour. Got them into a little flying mode. Got them up. Got them down. Birds doing their thing, man. Stormy weather came in, and at least we got some in. It's been too hot. Aaron said it's been too hot. Aaron said it's been too hot to fly. Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, brother, wait till that cool weather coming in. Shout out to White Pearl Off. What's good, White Pearl Off of Florida? What's good? See you coming on. You're on all the channels. See you on the Facebook. See you on the YouTube. That's what's up, brother. Good to see you come on. Good evening to you. How your birds doing out there, White Pearl Off? Brother doing his thing. Be on Facebook. Be on YouTube. That's what's up. Let me tell you guys something, man. This cool weather is going to come. There's two things that's going to come that's going to make the birds fly. Number one, the predators are coming. They're going to make the birds fly for sure. Number two, the cool weather is going to come. It's going to come. I don't understand this. Can somebody tell me something? Can somebody tell me this? They say the fall is this flying season, right? Fall is the flying season. Why would the flying season be when the Falcons come back? I've always questioned it. I'm like, they say the flying season is when the fall comes, when the Falcons come. I'm like, no, man. Listen, let me tell you something. I'm gonna go on record and say this. This year I didn't catch as many strays because we were stressed for time and pandemic and all of that. Who knows why? And this year we started our checkup campaign for those of you that have been watching. And I did so far, I won 4, I lost 2, and there was a tie. So 2, 4, 7 checkups we did. We did 7 checkups. And let me tell you, a lot of guys talk about they fly birds and they did it. I'm like, man, we did more checkups in a 4 or 5 month period than I've seen guys do in a decade. Yeah, I go back, I'll look on guys' pages. I go back when they first created the page. Say a guy created a page. He got talking about he fly birds. He created a page 5 years ago, right? Created a Facebook page and a YouTube page. Says he does checkups. He got 0 checkups on his page in the last 5 years. So I'm saying to myself, can't say you do checkups and you don't have any recorded. You don't. I got 7 in a 3-4 month period. And let me tell you, the Falcons are going to come shut that down, because I'll be damned if I'm flying my birds while these predators are out there trying to eat my birds. I'm not flying my birds while these predators are trying to eat my birds. No way. I done trimmed a lot of fat, the right birds, the wrong birds. Nah, man, I'm not leaving my birds, because what's going to happen? The predator's going to come through. They're going to chase your birds off. Your bird's going to go all over the place. They're going to be in all these different burrows. People are going to catch them. And people got this thing with me. When they catch one of my birds, it's like Christmas. They're like, oh, we caught one of Rodney G's birds. Oh, what are they showing? Bands. It becomes a party. And I'm like, that bird got chased off by the falcon. And you want to catch a bird off me? Do a checkup. Do a stock bang. Have your birds roll out. If you catch a bird off me and he got chased off by a stray, or I took my birds on a training toss and he got loose and you caught him, man, that's nothing. In the competitive world, that's nothing, man. That's nothing. That's like playing. That's like catching a pass on the practice squad. You caught a 5-yard pass from the starting quarterback in a practice squad drill. You got to come onto the main frame. You got to come onto the main frame and take on these challenges. If you want to be a stock banger, you can't call Christmas. You can't call Christmas on a bird that got lost during a toss and you caught it. You ain't catching nothing off of me. Nah. Yep. Yeah, but Wayne, I'm not gonna. Wayne says it makes it more fun. No, not for me. I'm gonna say this. Like I was talking to another fancier, and I've had my birds out since the predators broke out. Let's say around March, when the leaves came down on the trees. I got my birds out because that's when the predators start breaking out. They start breaking out when the leaves start coming down on the trees. That's from my observation. And I got my young birds out. My young birds was already 4 or 5 months old. They kidded up, got in the stock. We started training them. And we were still able to do 7 checkups with those birds at that young age, being a couple of miles out. And I'm saying to myself, March, April, May, June, July, August, maybe September. I had 8 months. I had 8 months of flying fun. Where were guys in March? Breeding. Where were they in April? Breeding. Where were they in May? Sticking youngsters. June, sticking youngsters. July, just getting those youngsters to fly. August. So now here comes the Falcons and all these other birds. And I'm like, I've had 8 months of fun, 7 checkups, multiple local stock banging, multiple strays caught. And I'm like, I'm satisfied with the year that I have. And guys, it seem like they're just getting started. And here comes Boo Boo and Bob Bop, the Hawks and Falcon. And I'm like, I'm shutting down. Not losing none of my good tested birds. Not for fun. For competition, I'll take a risk. Somebody says, yo, G, man, let's do a checkup on Saturday morning. I'll take a risk. But for regular flying in the air, not me. I've seen my birds flying for 8 months. Yeah. I've seen my birds flying for 8 months. Let me see what William Olivo says. I'm going to bring your comment up here, William. We're just chatting tonight. We're just chilling. The only one I give respect to on a checkup is Ruben. And another brother, he has homers and tipplers and tiny brother. That's an interesting concept, William. I'm going to say this. I don't think guys are looking for respect. I think guys are looking for competition. At the end of the day, myself, I'm not looking for respect from other fanciers. I'm looking for competition. I look at the end game of this competition that we did this year is this was the first year. We got people involved. And I look at the long game because next year is another year. Different birds coming in. Birds will be older, different experience. And let me say this. Those guys that you mentioned, Ruben is, in my opinion, Ruben is one of the top tossers. Yeah. Yeah. And Tiny's brother, Greg, no doubt. Me and Greg probably going to Brooklyn tomorrow. You know? And he says another bro, he has homers. You know, I don't know about homers. I don't know about all that. I'm going to bring up, yeah. But I look at it like this. I'm looking at the long game. Getting birds out, testing birds, see which birds breed the best birds for competition, eliminate birds that breed birds that don't have good homing instincts and high IQ. Eliminate those birds. But the only way to know if birds are breeding with high IQ, high homing ability is you got to compete. I said this the other day. I said, if you're not testing your birds, like your birds are not hitting stocks, let me tell you something. I'm going to make this statement. When you see birds, 2 stocks hit, they wrap up and they pull out. Experienced stocks do that. A lot of stocks they hit. A lot of guys don't want to blend their stock with another stock because their birds might not pull out. My birds personally have been in competitions where they've pulled out. Same thing with my competitors. Yeah. Wayne said about, who you talking to, Wayne? Talking to me or you talking to William? About some homers? Tell me to go on your way this morning about 7 to 15. Me, no, I didn't see him. I don't think I flew this morning. I think, oh yes, I did. I flew early about 11 o'clock, real quick. But I'm gonna tell you, the competition is not about the respect. It's about competing. Me? Oh no, I didn't see them, Wayne. No. The last couple of days, I haven't seen too many birds. I dropped a homer Saturday morning, a silver red bar. I dropped a homer. He up on the roof. He's sitting there, and a black squirrel comes out of nowhere, picks him, and chases him off the roof. He ripped off the roof. That was the last time I seen a bird. And I looked at that squirrel. I'm like, you little mama jama. But through the competition that we have been doing, the guys that have been doing it, they're receiving a lot of benefits. We're learning a lot about our birds. We're learning about our training programs. We're learning about our feeding programs. Our birds are showing us their strengths and their weaknesses. We're already plotting our breeding programs. Who we going to let breed, who we not going to let breed. Because if you're breeding birds and you taking their youngsters out and they're getting lost on these tosses and they're getting lost during these checkups, those birds, those breeders got to go. Because what are they doing? It's the same thing in a racing game. If they're not breeding you racing winners, they got to go. They got to go. Take them to the chicken market. Take them to the Sunday's auction. Do what you got to do. Because you got to breed the best. You got to breed the best. Like, I'm going to tell y'all a quick story, right? Guys caught a couple of my Isabellas. And guys told me, yo, man, get rid of them Isabellas. And I'm like, I won 4 checkups with those Isabellas. Now, they're not the greatest tossing birds. But guess what? Those are the birds that I was blessed with. So I always say, dress with what you blessed with. And I don't care if I lose a competition, because I know my birds are getting smarter at the same time. They're getting more experience. And every time we go out, I see different things with the birds. So guys were like, I lost 1 checkup. And they were like, yo, get rid of those birds. And I was like, those birds won me 4 checkups in a row. Like, do you get rid of your star player because he dropped 1 pass? Like, damn. And I said to myself, don't get rid of those Isabellas. I see their strengths. I see their weaknesses. They won 4 checkups. 1 guy came over here and I crushed him. He lost 20 birds that day. Another guy, a couple of other guys had checkups with them. I defeated them. So I look at that and I say, they won 4 and we lost 2 with them. And one of them we lost, the Isabellas had nothing to do with it. It was actually a blue grizzle that got caught. A squeaker with a white band. So I say with that, don't be tossed to and fro by what people say with your program. Don't be tossed to and fro by what people say about your program. Because when you lose, you know what people say? They don't say anything. Barely get any comments, especially me. If y'all been following me, y'all already know. When I lose, it's Christmas. It's Christmas. But that's because we are making an impact in the sport. We are bringing back things in the sport. And there are people that don't want the old school style of pigeon. They detest it. Let me put it the way it should be said. They detest it. They don't like the game of catch keep. They think that it's a downgrade to our society. And I say to you to this, if it's not for you, don't play it. If it's for you, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. And it's like, yo, different strokes for different folks. Let me bring up William's comment here. Everybody has beautiful birds. Tossing tippers have some beautiful birds. And a lot of guys have beautiful pigeons. And they don't want to. Yeah, listen. If it's not for them, don't play. Yeah. Like, everybody doesn't race pigeons. Everybody doesn't show pigeons. Yeah. It ain't for everybody. A guy spends $100 on a bird. He ain't trying to lose that bird. So why would he play catch keep with $100 bird? I wouldn't. No. And there's an old saying. I forgot who says it. I'm going to remember who says this. I'm going to try to remember. Oh, Oliver Henderson says this to me all the time. He says, if you can't replace it, don't fly it. Don't fly it. You paying $50, you paying $100. But let me say this too. For a flying bird, that's probably decent price for a flying bird. But in the Homer pigeon game, we're flying pigeons that's 500, 1,000, 2, 3, 4, 5,000, $10,000. Their value, their market value is $10,000. Yeah. For example, I'm gonna tell you why I say that. If you haven't seen the Mike Gannis video recently that I put up, Mike Gannis was buying homers for 100,000. We're talking about the racing pigeon game now in comparison to the fancy pigeon game. I know it's totally two different places. I probably shouldn't even be trying to mix up the two, but I'm just going to use this comparison because it shows you. In the racing pigeon game, guys are flying birds of a very high value. Very high. Right? Like you take any of those birds at Gannis, Adu, American Dream Loft, you take any of their birds and that they race, like they would send to Africa or to the Hoosier, and you take them birds out of those races and put them on an auction block, they're going to sell for thousands of dollars. So there's levels in the game. There's financial levels in this game. There's financial levels. The birds that I have, I would say my fancy birds, the most value is what? Maybe $25 a bird? Maybe $25. You ain't gonna get fancy bird. I haven't seen too many fancy pigeons sell for like 500,000. I don't know. But if you can't replace it, you can't duplicate it, don't fly it. There's a lot of guys got a lot of pigeons, but a lot of guys are not competing with their birds because they choose not to. And they got the right to choose not to because nobody's forcing them to. A lot of guys got a lot of bullshit excuses. I'm going to say that too. A lot of guys got a lot of bullshit excuses too. They hate when I talk like that. They be like, yo, man, why you always got to be talking like that? I be like, a lot of guys got a lot of BS excuses too. You can't claim to be up there and not compete. You can't claim to be way up there and compete. I want to bring you out this video, and then I want to talk about this here. I want to talk about this map. For those of you, especially you New York guys. And for you guys that have been following us here, Pigeon Stock Banging page, et cetera, et cetera. We did the map, and we're pegging this map based on guys' location. Which when I do the final map, right, of the Bronx and where guys are, I'm not going to mention guys' names because some guys are so sensitive. Some guys are so sensitive. They're like, oh man, I'm like, dude, we won't mention your name, man. We'll keep you anonymous, even though you're already anonymous. Let me see. I'm gonna bring up William's post. Let's see what William is saying. I'd rather crest beauty from pigeon and spend $100. I hear you, brother. I hear you. Yeah. Teach his own. Yeah. I like to my money. Where I put it in the racing. I put it in the racing birds. I like to put I invest mine into racing birds. Because I know down the line, I'm going to get that back. I'm going to double that. No doubt about that. But to each his own. It's a free country. To each his own. Yeah, it's all good. I respect what you're saying, William. It's all good. God's got to. All of us are in this hobby for different reasons. All of us are in this hobby for different reasons. A lot of the guys that I see, they come and they go. They were in it for the wrong reason. Like a lot of guys were like, I'm gonna get in there so I can one up my homeboy. He got birds, and I'm gonna show him that And I'm like, boom. Here's the Wayne asked this question. Wayne asked, "Do you race, Rodney?" I do two things, Wayne. I one loft race. I got birds down in the Peach Classic, and I'm a part of the New Rochelle Club. This year, I did not race. I took money that I had for the race season, and I allotted that money to friends and family who lost their jobs. And I donated money towards that. And the birds that I bred for the racing season, I let them out every day, and they're enjoying being patriots here at my loft. Yep, that's what I did. But I sent birds down. I have birds down in the Peach Classic, and I have a syndication that I can't talk about because I'm on a contract with birds out in another location. But you can go to Wintercom, and you can see my birds. They're down in the Peach Classic. And next year I plan to do 5 of the big races: the Hoosier, the Oklahoma, the Sooner Challenge. I'm going to do the Peach Classic. I'm going to do the North Carolina Classic. We missed the Big Andes, so we're probably going to do that race. The Arizona, or one of the West Coast races. You'll probably see follow up with that on our Monday show when we're doing the racing. When the race season picks up, we're going to be bringing back the Monday show, because right now they're training, and I just don't want to be doing redundant material over and over and over. William says, this is what William says. Bless you too, brother. Bless you too. Again, there's a different strokes for different folks. But I'm going to say this. We all respect each other. Guys come onto this platform. We're all about respect. We're all about love and support for each other. And that's pretty much what we do. We support each other in our endeavors. And we get a lot of things done. And you see the competition. You see what's going on. Danny just came on. Oh, we got a couple of brothers that came on here. Danny's up. What's good? What's good, Danny? Danny out in Missouri. We got Warren Sawyer. What's good, Warren? Where you been, man? You know, I've been following up with your birds, man. I've been following up. It's coming up. That Monday show is coming up. Warren is one of the guys we have on our Monday show. We're following him and another fancier, Troy Spencer. We're doing a live follow-up with myself, Troy Spencer, and Warren. And we all got birds in the one loft racing circuit where we're following up. Tom DiMartino's in the house. What's good evening, Tom? What's good? Tom, I seen you getting back out to the markers, man. With them Danishes. I see two things with you, Tom. I see your racers, your young race team, and I see your Danish team. Man, those your racers, they sharp, man. They not sticking around those liberation spots, man. They're not sticking around, man. I mean, got Victor Reyes here. What's good, Victor? Yeah, man. What's good? We here, man. We just chatting, man. Just kicking it a nickel, man. You know, it was raining here in NYC. You know, it was raining here, so we were out. We were doing our thing. You know. That was Greg from Sacamasalam. He was just calling me. Hopefully, he'll see that we're online. Here goes what Tom said. See, there was so much going on this platform where guys are sharing. Not just guys are sharing, but we are also following guys. We're interested in their projects. And that's one thing I think is different about the Academy than other pages. Not only do we follow, but guys share their material with us. And we promote their events. And we enjoy that. Tom says he's going to go 20 miles. He going out to it a 20 mile. I heard you say the other day, and I was like, really? Well, you said that you were going to be doing 10-mile tosses from there. That's what you said, Tom. You were like, I'm going to be doing 10-mile tosses from there. So tomorrow's the 20-mile marker. Nice. Nice. And guys, for those of you that have not seen, Tom already had his birds out to the 30-mile marker. He had those Danishes out to the 30-mile marker. We actually created a page. I believe it's Pigeon Tossing Records. I believe the page is called Pigeon Tossing Records. You can find it on Facebook, where we are recording all these events. And so far, when it comes to the fancy pigeons, I believe the 2 videos that are there. There we go. There go Greg. Yeah, you said as far as they can go. Greg is in the house. Sakamasellum. He's up in the house. What's good, G? So I'm going to go back. We put another page up. Tom says the goal is the Verrazano. We put another page up where Tossing Pigeon Records, that page is an independent page where we're going to record from all over the world guys who are tossing their pigeons and setting records for that year. You know? And they're going to be putting that up. We're going to be putting that up. So far on that page, we have Tom at the 30-mile marker, and I think we got Greg on there. I think when he was at the 10, but Greg, you're past the 10-mile marker. You're now like at the 12 or something like that, right? So yeah, man, we're gonna be, you know. Let me see what Greg is saying here. Just remember, you're on, brother. What's that? Greg, hit me after we'll talk. So we here tonight. We just pigeon chatting, talking about what's going on in the game. Some follow up. Again, Warren was here. Warren Sawyer. We're doing a follow up with all the race birds, all the racing birds. Myself, Troy Spencer, and Warren. I'm profiling those 3 fanciers, and we're going to be showing the results of what we are doing actually in the One Loft racing circuit. Next year, we're going to add more people to that because more people asked. Greg says he's at the 11-mile marker. There we go. So he's holding Greg is currently holding this year's record for tossers coming out of the Bronx. And he's using the Danish pigeons, blacks and yellows. So he's holding on to that record with the 11-mile. And Tom is holding on to that record at the 30-mile. Woo! I give my hat off to you guys, man. You know. Take my hat off to you guys. That's what's up. Well, listen, I want to show y'all this video. Then I want to come back and I want to talk about this, especially for you local guys. I'm going to play this video just one more time. Hope you guys enjoy this video. We're just here tonight, kicking it a nickel. Enjoy the video. Yeah, that's where we are. We here in the boogie. That's where we at. Over here in this corner. Drive's next. Westchester Square. For those of you that don't know what this is the New York City subway map. I like to use it as my city map. Traveling, taking care of business, flying birds. As you see all the boroughs here. Money making Manhattan. Some of the biggest stocks in the country right here in Brooklyn. Got birds out here in Queens. Then from Queens, you know you got the island going out here. It's the island. But what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about the Bronx. We're getting ready to peg this map up with all the best flyers and flyers in general of the Bronx. All the way from your South Bronx, your Hunts Point, Longwood, 149, 143 in Willis. With all the great flyers out there. Black Man, Yellow Caps 1, Brother, Big Blue Wrecking Crew, Ramos, Carlos Ramos. You got multiple lofts that I'm not even mentioning coming uptown. You got all these lofts over here in the square area. Purple Rain Loft, Sacramacellum, Jags Loft, Junior, Six Star Loft. Got all these lofts. I can't name them all. Johnny Pop. You got racers out here. Right out here on these waterfronts. Bobby Waters. City Island Bobby. You got all kind of racers. You got all kind of flyers. All these boroughs. We're going to peg this map up. I love using the New York City subway map because growing up as a kid in this city all my life, I've always been familiar with how to get to different places by the subway. So I'm going to peg this map up. And I'm going to learn where everybody is. And you know we're going to train our birds to be able to get to everybody over the next couple of years. And everybody in this borough will get a checkup. Everybody. And we're going to have some fun all throughout this city. Because this city has held some of the greatest racers, flyers than it's ever had. In any other city. This is New York. And this is the boroughs of New York. And I'm your guy, Rodney G. And we getting ready to do some checkups, chuck-ups, whatever you want to call it. And we're representing New York. Because we lived in all the boroughs. There we go. I bought this video back up to talk about the situation with. Good night, William. Thanks for commenting. Respect. I brought this video back up to talk about locations. And one of the things that I want to talk about was I was going through some of the pegs, and I'm saying to myself, man, look at these locations. Like, I'm gonna give y'all some numbers real quick, right? Those of you that are still here. For, again, my thing is I toss my birds to train them for checkups. Like other guys toss birds for location or distance, like Tom and Greg, even though they do checkups too. My main thing is I toss for training for checkups. So I don't do the distance tossing, but I try to figure out, I'm mapping it out, how I can figure out to get to the best competition. That is my goal, is to train so I can cover distances for the best competitions. For an example, I went and I pegged up a location that I would love to train towards, which is the Northeast Bronx. There's several stocks up in the Northeast Bronx. So I'm over in what's considered Westchester Square. I would have to train up to Eastchester Dyer Avenue, which is 4.4 miles. So I need to get myself that way. I need to cover that distance with my team. So in the future, I can check up guys that way and my birds will be familiar. This is what I'm utilizing the map for, is to find out where guys are, train their way, train their distance, get my birds familiar with those routes, and then contact those guys. And guys are coming on every day saying they want to get down, and then go that way. I want to take my birds across town. If I wanted to take my birds across town over to Van Cortlandt, that would be across town. The first location was up north, which is to Dwyer Avenue, 4.4 miles, very short distance. The other location is crosstown to Van Cortlandt Park, 8.6 miles, 8.6 miles. Then if I wanted to go south, where a lot of competition is, and they're saying there's a lot of competition down in the 140s, down in the 140s, St. Mary's, 138, Hunts Point. There's a lot of flyers down there, you know, a lot of flyers down there. I'm going to bring Wayne's comment up here. Who flies by Dwyer Avenue? I just met a brother. You know how when we're at the pet shop, we see that stock that's over there? That's Lou's stock. Me and Lou hooked up, exchanged numbers. He's got his birds over there. He's got homers he want to do checkups with, and he has his flying birds that he want to do checkups with. There's a couple of guys there's a guy got a big stock on Baychester Avenue. And then I think the guy's name is Troopy. He's got a stock. He relocated and he's a little bit past the pet shop. So I would say there's a good 5 guys up there in the Northeast Bronx. Northeast Bronx. It's a couple of guys up there. And they're in distance when it comes to their miles. So I would have to train 4.4 miles to compete with them, reach them, and get my birds to be familiar with coming home after the stocks blend. So I'm wrapping my head around future competition. I'm wrapping my head around future competition. And my message to guys is this: if you're coming on, wrap your head around these things, because the last thing you want to do is somebody brings you a checkup and you don't bring them back to checkup, because your birds, you don't want to take your birds down the road. Let me tell you, I'm not dealing with cats that don't want to reciprocate. There might be some guys I might give a pass to, but if you're not reciprocating, you're not really competing, man. The days of guys sitting back and they're sitting back in their long chairs and you coming with 100 birds and they pushing up 1,000 birds on you, that is a thing of the past, man. That is a thing of the past. That's not a competitive, that's not an even playing field. That's like the JV team going up against the varsity team. When a guy brings 100 and you push up 1,000, what's the odds the guy with 100 is going to come out of there? He's going to come out of there with losses, most likely. The numbers predict the guy with the less birds, he's going to be at the disadvantage. Brother coming to us and saying, Hi from Pakistan. What's good, brother? Welcome to the Pigeon Academy show. You're always welcome aboard. Glad you're watching. We're here talking about building up our profiles, building up our field information, building up for late fall and early next year's competition. I'm looking at this long game, because if you're looking at a short game, you're not going to do this for a long time. I want to do this for a long time. I want to do this year, I want to do this year round. All right. Greg says something here, not true. What are you talking about, Greg? What's not true? So I want to do this year round, every year, not year round. I want to do this every year. I want to expand my program into different areas, and I want to check up in different areas. So I'm going to prepare myself. I'm going to wrap my head around taking birds out to different areas. Now, let me go back to the map. I'm going to go back to the map and going south when it comes to going down to South Bronx. South Bronx is 6.3 miles up to my location. 6.3 miles. Okay. Then, if you want to get really nice, if I was doing distance, I would go to Battery Park. This is what I would do. I would go all the way to the Battery where I take my homers. Because what's down that line? What's down that line for me? If I'm taking my homers down that line, why wouldn't I take my tiplets and go take one trip? If I was going for distance, I would go to the Battery. I would take my tiplets down to the Battery. The Battery is 16.6 miles. Yeah, nice. There's a spot where I was today. I would love to go and take my regular birds to Brooklyn, which is in Bushwick, because I got my peoples down there on Halsey Street. That toss is also, that's 16.9 miles, 27 minutes by car. 27 minutes by car. So I'm looking at the map and going with all the information. I'm putting the information together. Location. Get familiar with areas and take birds out and train them and then go from there. And I keep saying this. We all not doing the same thing. We might all have the same breeds of pigeons, but we all are doing things differently. I'm going to bring up this comment here. And this is Tom DiMartino's comment. Tom been needling me lately. Come to the end of Bay Parkway by the bridge. I will meet you there. That's what you're talking about with the homers, right, Tom? Because I know you're past that marker. I know with your races, you're past that marker. Yeah. That would be like a more like a race, Tom, than a checkup. That would be more like a race. That would be more like a race. He says, yes, or tiplets. What's the miles on to the Verrazano? Do you know offhand? Let me find out. Hold on. Let me go to my phone. I'm gonna find out the miles from my location to the Verrazano Bridge. How many miles is it from Westchester Square to the Verrazano Bridge in Brooklyn? No, I said miles. How many miles is it from Westchester Square to the Verrazano Bridge? Let's see what it's giving me here. Let's see what it's giving me here. It's giving me how many minutes? I'm looking for the mileage. 34 minutes. It won't give me the miles. I'm going to ask it one more time. I don't know why. How many miles is it from Westchester Square to the Verrazano Bridge? Still won't give it to me. Still won't give it to me. Tom says it's 65 miles. 65 miles, yeah. So it's got to be longer than that. It's probably shorter because we're on the end. Tom says he hasn't been further than that. So he's only been there. He hasn't been any further. I'm surprised. I thought I seen you further than that, Tom. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah. So these are the things that's going on. These are all the things that's going on. So we're going to see what we can do. But I'm going to wrap up the information with the map. And we're going to go from there. And we're going to continue to push forward. And we're going to see what guys do. We're going to be following some of these guys in their projects. We're going to be putting it together. And we're going to see where we go from there. Damn, we're already 1 hour with 53 minutes into just chatting. We're 53 minutes into just chatting, man. So that's why you chose the Verrazano, Tom? Because that's where y'all usually go to? That's where the point is at for y'all? What made you choose the Verrazano for your tipplers? I mean, for your danishes. What made you choose that? I think Greg is going down to the bridge or something like that. He'll let us know where he's going. Yep. Calculate all these things. All these different routes. Take the drive down. Take the drive down first. York Street. Tom said that's his longest point before Staten Island. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Staten Island. We'll go into that water. Go across that water. Yeah, man. Yep. Well, listen, we got to lock up the birds. We got to close out the evening. Guys, I want to thank y'all for being here and chatting. Shout out to Tom, Greg, William Olivo. Gave us a lot of good comments tonight. Wayne. Going to see you guys hopefully tomorrow. We got a lot of good videos coming up. A lot of good videos coming up. So tomorrow we got a lot of good videos, checkup videos. So look for us tomorrow. That's what's up. We're going to bring the ending to the show. And guys, thanks. Thanks for watching. We have fun. Again, thanks for watching. It's been your guy, Rodney G.